Welcome to Anti-Rockstar News for the week of April 7th. My name is Tamara. In news out of Oshawa this week, there's a rumor out there that the Elvis has been sold. Here's to hoping that the new owners see the value in keeping it as an independent music venue. And the bigger news out of Oshawa this week, Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment have walked out on their commitment to manage the GM Centre downtown. Now, one can't blame City Hall for Maple Leaf not having the balls to follow through on its commitment. However, this does seem to be a steady theme at City Hall, this switching gears. Although the curtain did come down on the Regent Theatre this week, my congratulations to Councillor Park and its new owners for keeping that together so far. In the future, I think the city should consider thinking before engaging in this type of commitment. Had anyone done a proper job of analysing the situation in the first place, the GM Centre would be running as Council pipe dreamed it would, and downtown Oshawa wouldn't look like a ghost town on a Friday night. In national music news, we had the Junos last night. We also had big headlines out of Juno winner Chad Kroeger this week. Canada's favourite rock star son was convicted on a drunk driving charge following his arrest last year whilst joyriding in the wee hours in his Lamborghini. Double the legal alcohol limit, you say? How brilliant do you have to be to get behind the wheel of a car these days inebriated? I mean, it's not like this guy isn't surrounded by cronies who depend on him to eat. Wasn't anyone there sober enough not to let the meal ticket drive drunk? At least his lawyer seems to have it together somewhat. He appeared in court where Kroeger, or should I say Turton, didn't. The judge has apparently insisted he appear for his sentencing. He's up for a $600 fine and a year-long driving suspension. Whoop-de-doo. His lawyer says he's in Europe, although he's not sure if he's writing or recording. Hopefully he's not driving. Chad, what a rock star. Let me know. Following her Mariah piece last week, the diva of divas has now surpassed Elvis' record for most #1 hits and is now trailing the Beatles. To her credit, she had this to say: "I really can never put myself in the category of people who've not only revolutionized music but also changed the world. That's a completely different era and time. I'm just feeling really happy and grateful." Well, at least she's bright enough to recognize she's not that bright, and that she still has some humility in there. In show news this week, we caught Social Cyanide on Friday night at the Atria. Although they suffered through some technical issues, they managed their full set. Check out some of their performance and my introduction to Eric, their frontman. Murder Ride played their usual set on Friday. Here's my moment with Matt Seeger Friday night after the show. He had quite some big news to share. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
How was the show tonight, baby?
Tonight's show was very interesting. My guitar playing was a little subpar. I found that, I didn't really get my arms swinging correctly. It was probably due to the minimal space on stage. Doug takes up a lot of room. He's a big fella. So, no, I couldn't give my full arm swing.
I see. Well, we'll see. We have the tape. So we'll actually, do you want to do a poll? We'll do this week's poll. Was Seeger's arm swing wide enough?
Okay.
On Friday night at the Atria, and we'll see what the results are. How's that?
That sounds
awesome.
Fair.
Thanks, Seeger.
Is that it?
Why, do you want more?
No, I want to tell you a story.
Okay, tell me a story, baby.
Well, when I was a little girl...
no, I don't want to hear this story.
1992, 1993...
Kevin has to edit this shit, and we're not interested. When you were a little girl, because now you're Matt Seeger, guitarist extraordinaire for what band?
Matt Seeger and the Murder Rides. Is what we're called. We're taking the band in a new direction.
If you're planning on heading out this weekend, I highly recommend the Troll Robots double bill at the Atria on Saturday the 12th. $5 doors open at 9. And that's pretty much the only show worth seeing unless you're at the second of my private parties, Ides of April, hosted upstairs at the Diesel Room. I guarantee there will be plenty to see there. If you haven't received your invite, check out Fight Club events on MySpace for details. That's all the news for this week, folks. I've started my drumming lessons and it's going well. I'm practicing non-stop and I have my second lesson tonight. I can't wait to see how the practice paid off, and you can see for yourself on our YouTube. We'll be posting my lessons. We'll also be posting drummer features on YouTube as well. Please, please, please rate and comment on our videos. It increases our ranking in searches and helps promote the bands and musicians to a wider audience. Thank you! Have a great week and see you at the shows.